since I've made my introduction video, I've decided to change my fermenting product to mozzarella. Mozzarella was originally made in Naples, Italy, and it often was not moved from there until we found refrigeration technology in order to transport the cheese further away from that region. I followed an at-home all recipes recipe where you take whole unpasteurized milk, warm it up, add citric acid and rennet as your culture, and then that starts to congeal the cheese into whey and curds, and then you strain those curds and massage them until they become like a silky ball, and then that, after about an hour of sitting, will become your mozzarella that you can season in any way you want and have. During my ferment, I would expect Earpix lactis to be present as a microorganism after the fermentation process is over. Along with that, the pH is lower because of the addition of citric acid. Similarly, you can use vinegar in this process, so kind of like through the same way, there's more acidity, so the pH is lower. This whole process took about 2 hours from the heating of the milk until the cheese was absolutely ready. This is one of the faster cheeses you can make. Of course, you don't have to age it, so it's more of a queso fresca, but it doesn't melt in your mouth similar to queso fresca typically does. But because it's such a fresh cheese, it's very quick to make. We did run into some complications with allowing the cheese to sit for long enough and then stir it for long enough. We also didn't have a food thermometer, so we were using a regular, am I sick thermometer, so that made the ferment a little difficult. So we accidentally ended up adding twice the amount of rennet than we needed to because we were kind of assuming that that's why it wasn't clumping up. So the end result was less of like a silky smooth mozzarella cheese, and it was a little more clumpy than we wanted it to be. Kind of because of that, I wouldn't recommend doing this as like a first time fermenting process. It definitely takes a lot of attention to detail, but I definitely would be interested in making this product again, just because of now I know it could go wrong, so I want to see where it can go next time. I did try my fermented product. Originally, we did not add nearly enough salt, and the salt was hard to mix in, so it was quite clumpy in some areas. I would describe the texture as very rubbery. I think we agitated it too much during the process, and it didn't allow for kind of enough whey to stay in. So it was clumpy, it was rubbery, it was dry. The salt was not homogenized with the cheese, which was kind of frustrating. But if you put it on a good piece of toasted bread, I really enjoyed it. And then going into making this the next time, I really want to focus on just being patient with the agitation and waiting for it to clump naturally, not assuming that anything was wrong with the rennet. And I think overall it'll be a better tasting experience.